ever, like, totally biff a project? Because, like, communication just went off the rails.
Oh, tell me about it.
I once had, like, this whole website design thing totally went sideways
Oh, no.
because I just thought the client was, on the same page about deadlines.
Yeah.
Turns out, not even close.
Oof. Yeah, been there.
And that's why this deep dive is, well, that's kind of hitting home for me, right? We're really diving into this awesome perspective from Lord Tippis at Pax Nova Digital Solutions.
Oh, yeah. He really gets it.
He does.
Yeah.
He breaks down like what it really takes to be seen as a pro in any creative field, not just,
Not just the technical stuff, right? It's
Yeah.
all the other stuff.
It's like the human stuff.
So he's got this video message where he unpacks this whole idea of professionalism,
Mm-hmm.
and it's fascinating.
Right.
Yeah. What I find fascinating is how he kind of cuts through the noise and really gets to the heart of it.
Yes.
He argues that professionalism, at its core, is built on trust.
Okay.
And that trust, it all comes back to communication.
So it's not just about how good your art is, your design, whatever. It's like how you communicate throughout the process.
Exactly. He uses this really relatable example. Imagine you're renting some camera equipment, right?
Okay, yeah.
You get the gear, you've got a clear return date, payment details, all that jazz.
Pretty straightforward.
Seems pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
But then life happens.
Oh, yeah.
Something comes up, maybe you're stuck out of town, or the weather throws a wrench in your shoot,
Right, right.
and suddenly that deadline is, well, daunting.
Okay, so what does he say to do? Because I've totally been there.
So instead of panicking or hoping for the best,
Yeah.
Tippis, he says, over-communicate.
Okay.
Reach out to the owner before that deadline hits, right? Hey, just letting you know, I'm not going to make it back today, but I'll absolutely have everything back to you first thing tomorrow morning.
That's huge.
Right.
That little message, it can make all the difference.
It really can.
Because you're not just going MIA and leaving them in the lurch.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, this reminds me of this one time I was working on this big design project.
Yeah.
And I totally dropped the ball on telling the client about a delay.
Oh, no.
I was so laser focused on fixing the problem that it just slipped my mind to, keep them in the loop.
It happens.
Oh, they were not happy. And I don't blame them. That whole thing really, really hammered home the importance of transparency for me.
For sure.
No matter what, just keep people in the loop.
Absolutely. And, what's really interesting is Tippis goes beyond just reacting to these fire drills.
Right.
He says from the get-go, be proactive.
Okay.
Set those crystal clear timelines right at the start.
Before you even really get going.
Right from the beginning. Here's what I can realistically achieve, and here's when you can expect it.
I like that. Realistic.
And then here's the key.
Okay.
You got to update them consistently, no matter how small the progress.
So even if it's just hey, I'm working on it, or...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Keep that line of communication open, that transparency. It's gold.
It's you're not just disappearing into a black hole for okay, I love that. I love that point about proactively setting those timelines, but how do you...
Yeah.
Because there's this balance, right?
Totally.
You want to be realistic, but you don't want to aim too low.
You don't undersell yourself.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how do you find that sweet spot, that balance between confidence and transparency?
It's a dance. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it comes down to honestly assessing what you're capable of.
Okay.
Taking stock of your skills, the resources you've got, any potential roadblocks,
Right.
You don't want to make promises you can't keep.
Right. Overpromise, underdeliver. That's the worst.
The kiss of death, but you also don't want to sell yourself short.
Right.
And this is where that communication comes back in.
Okay.
If there's any external factors, anything that could throw things off, let them know up front.
That's such a good point.
It's always better to adjust expectations early on rather than scrambling at the last minute, right?
Absolutely.
Trying to make up for lost time.
Oh my gosh, yeah, so stressful. Okay, so it's that old saying, under promise, over deliver. But then you're adding that layer of open communication throughout.
Yes.
It's not just about the destination, it's the whole journey.
It's about bringing them along with you.
And that's how, Tippis is saying, that's how you build that trust.
That unshakable trust.
Exactly, and that's what professionalism really is.
It is. It's not some fancy concept.
Right.
It's about taking those concrete actions, being a good communicator, showing respect for the people you're working with.
And that is what sets you up for success, long term.
It's a found.
Wow, it really makes you think, how can we all take these ideas, these principles, and actually use them in our own creative work?
How can we build stronger relationships and cultivate that kind of trust that elevates everything we do?
Yeah, that's something to really think about.
It is.
It really is.